Moving on to other stories now, the very first parliamentary audits of the Yoon Administration begins. For around 3 weeks, lawmakers will grill officials of more than 780 government ministries, agencies, and public institutions. Bo-kyoung brings the highlights from day one.
There were clashes between rival parties on Tuesday at National Assembly as it began parliamentary audits of the Yoon administration. On the first day, the Foreign Affairs and Unification Committee couldn't properly start its audit as the main opposition Democratic Party asked for Foreign Minister Park Jin to leave the room as the motion calling for his dismissal had been passed.
It is DP's stance to request for Minister Park Jin to exit from the meeting room, accepting National Assembly's dismissal motion for the official.
Today is the first day of the parliamentary audit. As the country's diplomatic chief, we believe there should be an opportunity for him to thoroughly explain his diplomatic policy and the overseas trip.
After around 40 minutes of arguing, the session had to be adjourned until 2 p.m. The Legislation and Judiciary Committee, too, could not overcome differences in opinions. Rival parties fought over former President Moon Jae-in having been requested to attend an inquiry by the Board of Audit and Inspection over a South Korean fisheries official killed by North Korea in 2020. The DP said it is political retaliation, while the PPP said it is part of a rightful probing process. The session eventually started 1 hour later. Meanwhile, lawmakers scrutinized officials over the Inflation Reduction Act, criticizing how the ministries were unable to anticipate something like this happening, mentioning that a similar act is being pushed through in Europe, the European Critical Raw Material Act, or RMA.
We're now going through hard times due to the Inflation Reduction Act. A similar situation could happen in Europe, but the ministry is showing too much of a passive posture, saying it will respond to it when the act is unveiled. If RMA 2 gets implemented, are you going to say you didn't know because it was under wraps?
Regarding the RMA, not even the first draft has been unveiled, and it is just a proposal, so both the trade and diplomatic sectors are seeing how it goes. When it comes to the Inflation Reduction Act, South Korea is tackling the issue much more swiftly compared to other countries that are in a similar position.
An audit of the Education Ministry also took place on Tuesday, albeit without the minister present, as their confirmation hearing hasn't been held yet. Meanwhile, as the National Assembly has adopted the confirmation hearing report for Cho Kyu-hong, the Health Ministry will go through an audit on Wednesday with its minister in attendance. Bo-kyoung, Arirang News.